Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Picture Portia here. Before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed, I'm gonna need you to hurry up and subscribe. It takes 5 seconds. Thank you. Anyways, as the title says, why aren't Black women allowed to be quiet or shy, soft-spoken, introverted, all of those things? I'm gonna get into it, talk about my experience, and hopefully some of y'all can relate. I'm going to try my best to make this as, I don't want this to feel like breaking news America, because that's what it's giving right now. It's giving breaking news America with this desk and the way the camera is set up. I'm still playing around with things, but anyways, let me get into it. I have my notes here because if not, I will ramble on and on, staring at the camera just like I'm doing now. So I need to recenter myself and get back to my notes. So let's do that, okay? All right, so growing up, I've always been shy, introverted to myself. I know it doesn't seem like it because I have a YouTube channel, but like I'm in this room by myself, okay? It's just me and the camera. The minute I hear my man walking in this room, I'm turning this camera off. I'm gonna be embarrassed and I don't know why, but when I'm by myself, like I can do stuff like this. Granted, like I've filmed him, like if you watch my videos, you've seen him in my videos, you've seen me include my friends, but like that takes a lot. And like it has to be like a spur of the moment thing. Like if it's a planned video like this, it's just me. But yeah, all my life I've been introverted, shy to myself. And because of that, I was bullied. I was bullied really bad. And now that I'm an adult, I actually don't understand why somebody would bully someone for being quiet. Like it's as if the bullies thought that bullying me would turn me into Tiffany Haddish or something. Like I'm supposed to just be this outgoing, talkative person after you beat me the F up. Like that just doesn't make sense. I was bullied so bad, like my younger siblings had to defend me a lot of the times. And that was just so embarrassing, my goodness. So embarrassing, but that was my life. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't a complete loner. Like I did have friends. I did get along with my siblings, but it was hard because my sister, one of my sisters who were only a year apart, and my mom are very extroverted. Like I feel like their textbook definition of extroverted. They can go into a room and converse with whoever. They can start conversations with whoever. They can go wherever and just make friends very easily. And that just wasn't the case for me. And it was hard because if I'm out with them, like out with my mom or my sister, and they're being them and I'm being me, I could tell that they would try to include me into the conversation or include me into what they were doing just so that like it wouldn't be awkward. But like, it wasn't awkward for me. Like I was okay. Like I was okay with like just being there. I think my sister, like, yeah, there would be times where she'd be like, I'm gonna break you out of your shell. I'm gonna get you out of your shell. I hate that phrase, by the way. She would say that. My mom, I could tell when I was younger, she didn't like how introverted I was, being that she was so extroverted and she was always out with her friends. My mom is still an extrovert, okay, to this day. Like she's very outgoing and I felt like, let me not say I could tell, I felt like she didn't like how introverted I was. But ultimately, they understood that this is just who I am as a person. They understood that I was just the introverted sibling. But yeah, like in terms of making friends, I have friends, but I will say that it was hard for me to make new friends because like I mentioned earlier, like my mom and my sister are the type to go into a place and like just get along with people. And for me, I'm not the type of person that'll go out of my way to talk to someone, to converse with someone. Like I want to be, and I feel like I have been as an adult, but like younger years, no, like that's just not me. You could have the Barbie doll that I've been dreaming and wanting to have, and I would just watch you play. Just wouldn't say anything. And that's just how I was. I don't know why. But thankfully, even though it was hard for me to make friends, I do have friends. And with my personality, like there are just some people I click with. Like I have introverted friends, I have ambiverted friends, and I have a few extroverted friends. And like I click with people who, I notice I click with people who don't try to force me to be someone I'm not. And the truth is like I'm a goofy person and I'm grateful that I have friends who allow me to be myself. It sucks. Like I feel like the word introverted means boring to a lot of people, but it's like, no, like to me personally, it just means I have to be comfortable in my environment, comfortable with the people I'm around in order to truly be myself. Once I'm in that zone of comfortability, I can freely express me. And like a lot of people don't get that. Like they hear introverted, they see someone to themselves, they think stuck up, boring, They just can't figure you out. And it just is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, I've been this way my whole life. Elementary school, middle school, high school. Oh my gosh. Like, I thought I was getting better in middle school. Like, I went to 3 different middle schools. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was in a different school. And that kind of forced me to make new friends because I was in a new environment every year. So I thought I was getting better. I felt like I was getting better. High school, my parents decided to have all of us go to high school in Nigeria. I am Nigerian American. So going to high school in Nigeria, being an introvert, was hard. It was hard, guys. Like, oh my gosh, where do I even start? Like, for some reason, a lot of people took it as disrespect. Me minding my business, keep it to myself was deemed as disrespectful. I can laugh about it now, but my sister and I, we went to 2 different schools. The first school we attended was an all-girls Catholic boarding school. And I did not talk the entire time I was there. We were only there for a semester. That should be a whole nother video on its own, the experience I had at that school. I did not talk for an entire semester. No one heard my voice. Well, let me not exaggerate. I spoke to who did I talk to? My sister. Obviously, we were roommates, and that's my sister. The nuns that lived the next room to us. Oh, and this one senior who would come and visit us to check on us, but like, she was just coming to our room to eat. That's really what it was. She was just coming to our room to eat. Nobody heard me talk. My classmates did not hear me talk till this day. They probably still think I'm mental or I'm dumb because they just never heard me talk. Like, they would throw stuff at me. They would yell at me. They would talk about me, insult me, and I would just sit there. I would either journal, I would either doodle, I would disassociate myself. Like, I would just daydream about life outside of there. I did not say a word while I was at that school. So after being at that school and transferring to another school, my parents transferred my sister and I to a co-ed school, a co-ed boarding school. Loved it. It was pretty much the Nigerian version of Zoe 101. Again, that's a whole nother video of tea and experiences I experienced at that school. But even though I felt more comfortable in that environment, I still didn't talk for months at that school. I still did not talk for months, didn't talk to anyone until I felt comfortable. I've definitely broken out of that shell like the older I got and into adulthood. I could attribute that to like college and involving myself in a lot of clubs and organizations. I joined a lot of clubs, and I did that on purpose because like I was just tired of the "you're so quiet. Is your daughter okay? Is something going on?" Just always being asked and checked on and just not being left alone, really. Like, I remember I started with my prereqs at a community college, but I remember like telling myself, like, once I transfer to a 4-year, like, I need to break out of my shell. I need to be extroverted and belong and join this club and that club and make so many new friends. And I mean, it did work. I'm not gonna lie. Like, joining clubs, talking to people, conversing with people, I was able to build connections and make friends. But the friends that stayed are the friends who like know me for me. Like, they knew the real me, and they understand that like this is just me. Because even while I was in college, like, I didn't go to every party, I didn't go to every event because sometimes I just wanted to be in my room. And thankfully, the friends that I had understood that there was no beef. Like, I just needed time to myself. Now, after graduating undergrad and then going into the workplace, being an introvert, especially as a Black woman in the workplace, mind you, I tried the corporate world for a little bit. That was really hard for me. It was very difficult for me. I just felt like I couldn't be myself in corporate. Like, corporate, where do I even start? Anytime I would sit alone during my lunch break or like try to go to my car to take a nap or even eat or just like be by myself, I felt like that created tension between everyone else at the workplace. Like, I felt like because I wasn't who I was during the interview process. Okay, let me rewind it back. I am very good at interviewing. When it comes to an interview, I'm gonna kill it, period. Like, you want me to be extroverted, loud, comedic, funny? I'm gonna do that to get that job, okay? I'm gonna be who you want me to be to get that job. Once I get the job, I'm going back to myself because like I'm in the clear, I'm here. Once I get into the job and I get acclimated and comfortable and start to really show who I am, I feel like the environment changes. Always. It usually changes because they thought they were hiring the loud, sassy, funny black woman, and when it turns out that I'm quiet, mind my business, not gonna tell you what's going on with me, they get really upset. They just thought I would bring the same energy 24/7, and it's like, it just wasn't gonna happen. Granted, like I mentioned, when I'm comfortable, like I can get along with people, I can converse, I can be funny, but like they just expect you to be that all the time. And when I wasn't that all the time, they just assumed something was going on. They assumed I was stuck up, I was sedity. And I felt like because I wasn't who they wanted me to be, they were gonna make the environment uncomfortable for me. And they did. They made it very uncomfortable, very unbearable to work. I would cry on my way to work. I wasn't happy to go to work. I just could not deal. They won because I ended up quitting, period. I hated the small talk. My thing with small talk, okay, like I feel like it is more cringe and awkward to break beautiful silence and talk about stuff that or just clearly nobody else gives a crap about. Like, we live in Houston, Texas. It's hot every mother effing day. It's humid every mother effing day. It's not new. So why are you bringing it up every mother effing day? It's okay to sit in silence sometimes. Like, it's actually okay to sit in silence sometimes. I don't know why it is so hard to do in corporate for some people. So that pretty much geared me away, found my way into working independently. I became a nanny for a few years prior to getting into grad school because I just wanted to work by myself. As a nanny, yeah, like it just felt like interviewing every week. Got to play with the child. Some of them, don't talk because they're children. I would read to them. Like, it was just easy for me because I didn't have to perform pretty much. Now, going into grad school, again, was another obstacle for me, especially because my program was pretty much 97% white. And it was just hard to be introverted. For some reason, they wanted me to take charge of a group project or present said group project or just talk to every freaking body. I've been pulled aside and asked why I'm not conversing with the rest of the class. And they didn't just expect that for me. I had 2 other black girls in my class who I got along with very well, might I add. And they expected that for them as well. Anytime conflict arose, like we would have to tiptoe around, what the problem was. We couldn't really show that we were angry or offended or upset or whatever outside of happy, sassy, because then that whole angry black woman stereotype would be put on us. Like, it was just very, very hard to live with. But yeah, we always have to watch our temperament. And again, it was just very exhausting. Really, really, really glad I was able to overcome that and graduate. But yeah, I made this video because I saw a few videos on this topic and I kind of wanted to give more insight to who I am as a person, hoping I can find more black women who are introverted, shy, quiet, build a community. I've thought of starting a book club and just talking about different interests that I have. But then again, I'm shy. I'm really shy. But I love YouTube because I'm able to be creative and express myself and put myself out there. And so far, I've been really, really enjoying it. I've had this channel for about 4 or 5 years. And I really want to take it serious because I really do enjoy this. I don't want my personality to hold me back from creating something amazing. And yeah, I really want to hear what y'all have to say. Like, if you've experienced this or if you're also introverted, if you felt like how I felt being black, being Nigerian or African, oh my gosh, like if I could hear y'all stories, I would love that. I would love to converse in the comment section. But yeah, it's just such a draining experience to have to mold yourself into something that you're not. Now that I've recently turned 30, I just decided I don't want to do that anymore. I decided the solution is just for society to change their perception of how black women are supposed to be. We're not a monolith, okay? Just like other races can have different tropes and different personalities and different characteristics, the same could be said about black women. Like, we're different and we should be allowed to be different. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you like it, please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if I should make more videos like this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all on the next video, okay guys? Bye.